Section 3.8 Hilbert-Schmidt theory. This theory first starting with result 1. Here, if ym of x and yn of x are eigenfunctions of the homogeneous integral equation y of x that equal to lambda integral a to b k of x theta y of theta d theta. Ym of x and yn of x are eigenfunctions. Actually, eigenfunctions are detailedly discussed in the above section. The above section, two eigenfunction 1 minus 3, 1 minus x and 1 minus 3x. Okay. Here, k of x theta, that is kernel, k of x theta kernel is symmetric, corresponding to distinct eigenvalues. This is symmetric, corresponding to distinct eigenvalues lambda m and lambda n. Then ym of x is orthogonal to yn of x over ab. We are discussing the proof of the theorem. The integral equation y of x that equal to lambda integral 0 to 1 k of x theta y of theta d theta. Actually, k of x theta is the kernel. Let lambda n are any two distinct eigenvalues of the above equation, and let ym of x and yn of x are the eigenfunctions corresponding to lambda m and lambda n. Here lambda n are eigenvalues and ym of x, yn of x are the eigenfunctions. Then ym and yn satisfy the equation. Ym of x equal to lambda m integral a to b k of x theta y of theta d theta. Yn of x equal to lambda m integral a to b k of x theta y of theta yn of theta d theta. This is equation number 2. Multiplying these two equations by yn of x and integrate over integral a to b. Then yn of x into ym of x that equal to lambda m yn of x integral a to b k of x theta ym of theta d theta. Next, integrating with respect to a to b. Integrating the limit a to b with respect to x, then the equation becomes integral a to b yn of x ym of x dx that equal to lambda m integral a to b yn of x and integral a to b k of x theta ym of theta d theta into dx. Now rearranging the above equation, then integral a to b yn of x ym of x dx that equal to lambda m integral a to b ym of theta integral a to b k of x theta ym of x dx d theta that equal to lambda m integral a to b ym of theta integral a to b k of theta x yn of x dx d theta that equal to lambda m integral a to b ym of theta yn of theta by lambda m d theta. Then the equation becomes integral a to b ym of x yn of x dx that equal to lambda m by lambda n integral a to b ym of theta into yn of theta d theta. Okay, then lambda m by lambda n. Therefore, the next equation becomes lambda n into integral a to b yn of x ym of x dx that equal to lambda m integral a to b ym of x yn of x dx. Therefore, the equation becomes lambda n minus lambda m integral a to b yn of x ym of x dx that equals 0. Then lambda m not equal to lambda n. Okay, lambda m not equal to lambda n, and we have yn of x into ym of x that equal to 0. That means yn of x and ym of x are orthogonal. Exercise 2. The eigenvalues of a Fredholm equation with a symmetric kernel are all real. It's proof that lambda m be an imaginary eigenvalue of the given Fredholm equation. Lambda m is the eigenvalue of the Fredholm equation. Therefore, the eigenfunction ym of x. Okay. Since lambda m is complex number, its conjugate lambda m and the another characteristic values, the corresponding eigenfunction will be ym of x. And now let another eigenvalue lambda m that equal to lambda m bar and yn of x equal to ym of x bar. Apply this result and the equation becomes lambda m minus lambda n integral a to b ym of x yn of x dx. Okay, then lambda m means lambda m bar. Okay, therefore lambda m minus lambda m bar integral a to b ym of x ym bar of x dx equal to 0. Let lambda m equal to alpha m plus I beta m plus this is the form complex, and lambda m bar equal to alpha m minus I beta m. This is its conjugate, and ym of x equal to f of x plus I g of x. Then ym of x bar equal to f of x minus I g of x. That is alpha m plus I beta m minus alpha m minus I beta m into integral a to b f of x I g of x f of x minus I g of x dx that equals 0. This implies I beta m integral a to b f of x all square plus g of x all square into dx that equals 0. This means beta m equals 0. Is the imaginary part of the lambda m 0. That implies lambda m is a real number because beta m equal to 0. That is the imaginary part of lambda m is 0. Here no imaginary part this equation. Okay, therefore lambda m is a real number. Okay, any function extend result 3, any function f of x which can be generated from a continuous function phi of x by equation integral a to b k of x theta d of phi of theta d theta, where k of x theta is continuous, real and symmetric. That is f of x equal to integral a to b k of x theta phi of theta d theta be some continuous function. In the homogeneous Fredholm equation become y of x equal to integral a to b k of x theta y of theta d theta with k of x theta be the kernel. Okay, proof. Let's consider the integral equation y of x that equal to integral a to b k of x theta y of theta d theta. Okay, this is the integral equation. Here k of x theta is the kernel. Then y1 of x, y2 of x, etc. over the eigenfunction. F of x is a Fredholm equation. Then the equation integral a to b k of x theta phi of theta d theta for some continuous function phi of x. Then we have to find this equation. Consider f of x equal to a n y n of x, where a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b. Now find the function the n equal to 1 2 3 etc. The function is a n. Actually this is a constant function. Then f of x equal to a1 y1 of x plus a2 y2 of x etc. a n y n of x, multiplying and integrating. Then equation integral a to b yn of x f of x dx equal to a1 integral a to b yn of x yn of x dx plus etc. From this an equal to integral a to b yn of x f of x dx by f of yn of x whole square dx. Thus the equation is function of linear combinations. This is the answer of the example.